G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a smoked brisket in a baduri. You could do these in a camp oven. So what we're going to do is going to chuck some rub on this brisket and smoke it for 1 hour, then slow cook it for 3 hours. So all up it will be a 4-hour cooking process. So I'll bring you along, show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it turns out mint. Alright, so as I was saying before, I'm going to do a brisket, a smoked brisket, and then slow cooked for 3 hours. The coal's going okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this brisket, I'm going to take the fat cap off, I'm going to put the rub on it, and then put it in the baduri with some hickory chips on the bottom. So let's get into it. Alright, so what we're going to do is take most of this fat off under here as well, because there's no point cooking it. So how this came about is me wanting to do it in the camp oven. I got to make Michael in Darwin, and he does a lot of smoked meats, and went over to his place one time for a barbecue. Can't remember what it was, but he did this brisket and he slow cooked it, he smoked it, and it was absolutely amazing. So that kind of got me thinking, and I'd been chatting with him, you know, on many occasions that, you know, next time we go out camping, this is going to be something that we've got to try, and we never got around to it. I've got to do it by myself. Now, I've never smoked any meat before. I'm just going off guidance on sort of what he's told me to sort of do. So fingers crossed it goes to plan, because this is a bloody expensive piece of meat. I was always under the impression that brisket was a cheap cut of meat. So, obviously not. Alright, so there it is. I've cut most of the fat off. Now, rub. I'm no rub expert. I'm not expert on smoking meat. This is just something that I want to do. So, I like Jack Daniels. So, why not? Jack Daniels beef rub. What I'm actually going to do is you got to spritz this every hour, I think it is. So that's just spraying a moisturizer on it to keep sort of the moisture inside. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. Normally they say apple cider vinegar and water. I think it's a 50-50 ratio, but I'm going to do it different. So I've got some of the wild turkey American honey, which I was gifted for my birthday. So I'm going to spritz that with 50-50 Coke and that. So I'll get this rub on. So what I'm going to do to set this meat off the chips, oh, it's kind of a bit rusty. This is just a vegetable colander. That will set the cut of meat up off, and then what I'll do is I'll use this trivet over the top. It sits in there nice. So then that will sort of sit up there. What I will do is I will put some aluminium foil over the top of this, because I don't want the all the juices from the meat going into the chips. Hopefully we're gonna get some smoke. All right, so I'll get this on the fire and we'll get going on it. I've got the baduri on the coals at the moment, so that's gonna start heating up. Hopefully it's starting to smoke. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it because I can't afford for the temperature to get too hot too quick. I've got a thermometer that I'll be poking in to get an internal temperature. Fingers crossed, that's all I can say. So that's the rub, Jack Daniels. Oh yeah, we're getting smoke. All right, so the brisket is in the baduri. There's plenty of smoke in there. As you can see, it's starting to smoke. So I'm going to leave that on there for half an hour, and I'm going to check on it every half an hour. I'm going to probe it. I'm really worried that I'm going to get the temperatures too hot and it's going to start cooking too quickly. So if that's the case, I'll reduce the amount of coals I've got underneath. At the moment there's sort of one decent log because I only want to be smoking it at the moment. As I said before, I'm a total novice at smoking meat. This is just something that I've wanted to try, and I thought that I would film it while I'm sort of experimenting. I'll let that sit and we'll come back in half an hour. Alright, so it's been on for an hour. I'll check the internal temperatures. Hopefully it hasn't risen too much over that hour. Okay, so we're sitting on 30 degrees now. What I'm going to do is going to wrap it in alfoil. So I'll take it off, then slow cook it for the next 3 hours. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully it comes out tender. But anyway, let's get this off, get this wrapped up, and we'll go over to the kitchen. I hope I'm doing this right, I really do. Double layer it. Put it back in there. Alright. Back to the fire. Alright. Let's chuck some more heat. We'll see how we go. You got your fingers crossed? I do. Alright, let's check this meat. This has been on for what feels like eternity. So, fingers crossed. Gonna check the temperature. Oh, it's just like butter. Alright, it's climbing. It's sitting at a constant 52 degrees. I'll check the other end. Yep. It's saying 53 degrees. Alright, we'll take this up to the bench and we'll let it rest for about an hour. I think I'm gonna have coleslaw and a toasted bun. This has been a long process and I'm starving and I just want to get into it. So let's get it up to the bench and we'll see what it's like. Alright, let's see how it looks. Got it out of the fire. That's hot. Alright. It's a little bit smoked. Wow. I'm going to toast some buns because that is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm no expert when it comes to smoking, but that's pretty good, I think. Anyway, let's do a shot to see how much juice is actually inside. It's pretty juicy, as you were just seeing from that clip. Yow! Alright. Well, a little bit over toasted, but anyway. It's just falling apart, I can't even cut it. Alright, enough for 2 sandwiches, probably more than 2 sandwiches, but I'll load them up. Probably overdid that. Alright, so there we have it. Smoked brisket in the camp oven. Can it be done? Well, yes, it can be done. Is it as good as in the smoker? Well, probably not as good, but it's damn close considering it was done in the Baduri. So if you like this episode, why not give it a like? Anyway guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.